Hello everyone, how are you? I guess you are doing really well. I hope you are attending all the online classes. Mind you, these online classes are really important and try to keep notes from every class and submit your homework regularly. Alright. Well, today we are going to finish pattern of Bangladeshi culture. So let's get started. Geographical environment, weather, method of production, etc. play special role to build up culture. As a result, culture differs from country to country. Again, many kinds of culture can develop in a single country. Hence, culture is not stagnant, rather it is changeable. Mark this line carefully. Culture is not stagnant, rather it is changeable. That means culture is always changing and it doesn't remain unchanged. Well, it is not that the whole culture changes. Some major aspects of culture remain unchanged for a long time. Then again, it is said that culture differs from country to country, but there can be exception too. Like there can be similarities and some traits which can be all the same between two countries. For example, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan were together Indian subcontinent, and when we are talking about Indian subcontinent, apart from the religion, the traditional things or the traits between the countries are quite similar. For example, here you can see two pictures. In both picture, the women are wearing sari. So if I ask you, are these two pictures from the same country? What will you say? Yes? So this is quite difficult because we cannot differentiate between these two pictures or the women in these pictures by their color and by the way of wearing sari. So it is quite the same. But I must tell you, these two pictures are from two different countries. On the left side, the picture is from Bangladesh, and on the right side, the women are from India. Now, what I want to prove is that there can always be some similarities between two countries. Yes, we know that culture differs from country to country, but we also know some major aspects of culture remain unchanged for a long time, and this is a good example of it. Because before 1947, there was no independent country as India, Pakistan or Bangladesh. Thereby, we were called Indian subcontinent altogether. As a result, this is pretty obvious that some aspects like food habit, dress, and other traits should be almost the same between these countries or among these countries. Well, let me make it more clear for you. You can see two images here. You can easily see all the girls and women are wearing yellow sari. And this is called Haldi night or Haldi program in India, and in Bangladesh we call it Gaye Holud program. And each and every people try to wear yellow dresses. The exciting part is the name of the program can be different in these countries, but the way of celebration is all the same. Well, now, if you are a fan of Indian cinema, you might know some people from these pictures. Like if you are a fan of Tamil cinema, you would always find the characters or the heroes even wear lungi in those movies or cinema. You might laugh at the heroes that they wear lungi in fighting scenes too. But this is their culture. In everyday life, they wear lungi, so they promote it. And they don't feel any shame for wearing lungi. Just like that, people also wear dhoti. You might get confused that which one is dhoti and which one is lungi. So That's our main concern, that many kinds of culture can develop in a single country. When we are talking about India, India is almost 32 times bigger than Bangladesh. Can you even imagine it? Suppose in a country like Bangladesh, there are cultural varieties. There are so many types of culture. So it is quite predictable that in a country like India, there must be so many patterns of culture. But what is important, we have to respect all the varieties of culture, whether it is about language, whether it is about foods or movies or anything. Then again, it is said that culture is not stagnant, rather it is changeable. If you think about Pohela Boishakh celebration, the design of the previous shari and the new design are not the same. So there has been a change in the design, in color, and in the way of wearing shari, and you can find the change in Punjabi too. So it is clear that many kinds of culture can be practiced within a single country depending on the characteristics like occupation, gender, age, location, process of production, education, religion, and so on. For instance, rural culture differs from urban culture. In the geographical environment of the village, there are ponds, rivers, canals, beels, mountains, seas, fields spread up to the horizon, etc. The occupations like farming, pisciculture, boatmanship, etc. contribute to constructing rural culture. The main food of Bangladeshi culture, rice and fish, is still an inseparable part of rural food habit. I think you are familiar with these two names, rural and urban. And if you don't know, then you should remember rural represents village. On the other hand, urban represents town or city. Alright? So here we are talking about rural culture and urban culture. And it is said that rice and fish is still an inseparable part of rural food habit. That means without rice and fish, the rural culture or the food habit is incomplete. And you know, we are called mache bhate Bangali, and that's why rice and fish is still an inseparable part of rural food habit. So in rural culture, agriculture plays the most significant part. As our land is fertile, agriculture has always been the first choice of the rural people. Then I would say, as Bangladesh is a land of rivers, we have also other water bodies like ponds, canals, beels. So occupations like fishing and boatmanship are really popular in these regions. Now let's go to the next slide. Yes, this slide is about rural culture and urban culture, and the title is Rural Culture versus Urban Culture. So what's the difference? What can you see here? On the left picture, we can see a plate. There is rice, there is fish. Therefore, it reflects rural culture. And on the right side, we can see a burger and some french fries for sure. So this is from urban culture. Nowadays, you and people of your age tend to have burger, pizza, pasta, sandwich, steak, prawn, etc. That means when you are in rural area or you are going to face rural culture, in their food habit you will often find rice and fish, and there can be bhorta of various types. So this is one of the traits of rural culture, their food habit. Now on the right side we can see the friends or the boys are having pizza, and pizza can also be from different flavors. And in modern days we like pizza, burger, so very much, right? Now, many regional songs like Bhaoaya, Bhatiali, Murshidi, Baromasya, Gambhira, etc. reflect the happiness and sorrows of the rural people. At the outset of winter, arrangement of Jatrapala after harvest season still retains the uniqueness of village in the modern age. On the contrary, geographical environment of the town, occupation, mechanized life have built up the urban culture. Along with traditional culture of Bangladesh, here we find modern buildings, plenty of motor cars, etc. The impact of globalization is seen more in the town. Like I said earlier, a number of culture can develop in a same country. That's why rural culture and urban culture have different traits regarding people and the way they lead their life. As an example, their way of enjoying their leisure or their entertainment is completely different than the urban people. Bhaoaya, Bhatiali, Murshidi, Baromasya, Gambhira, etc. reflect the happiness and sorrows of the rural people. And Jatrapala is a popular form of entertainment for the rural people, and it is often arranged at the outset of winter. Alright? So, if you don't know about Jatrapala, here goes a picture of Jatrapala. By looking at the picture, you might get the idea of Jatrapala. It is surely a stage performance which is a mixture of both acting and music. If you Google it, you will find in Wikipedia that Jatra is a popular folk theatre form of Bengali theatre spread throughout most of Bengali speaking areas of the Indian subcontinent, including Bangladesh and Indian states of West Bengal, Bihar, Assam and Tripura. Jatras are usually epic 4-hour long plays, preceded by a musical concert, often lasting an hour, for attracting audience. Jatra plays are usually performed on stages that are open on all sides. If you have a closer look on the picture, you will find the audience, and by their dress up, you can guess that it is the season of winter. So, like I said earlier, Jatrapala are held usually in winter season. Mind you, this is still a popular form of entertainment in rural areas and village areas. Then we have puppet dance. Puppet dance is also known as Putul Nach. It was once the most popular form of entertainment in villages, especially for children, for its visuals, motions, and the power of storytelling. Using string puppets, puppeteers depicted stories of rural people, their lifestyles, religious beliefs, rural cultures, and much more. Here you can see a lot of puppets, and they are actually portraying the characters of the story. So in every puppet dance, there is a story which reflects the rural people, their lifestyles, religious beliefs, and much more. Then we have Gambhira dance. Well, throughout this chapter, you have heard Bhaoaya, Bhatiali, Murshidi, Gambhira many times. But what are they? They are songs, and you know they reflect the happiness and sorrows of the rural people. And now, I want to show you how Gambhira song or Gambhira dance is performed. So remember, Gambhira dance is performed by a pair of artists, one acting as Nana. Nana means maternal grandfather, and other one is his Nati, grandson. Alright, they criticize the contemporary social, political, economic and moral problems by singing and dancing. So, Gambhira songs are not performed only by singing, but singing and dancing. You can see in the picture there is a chorus. Chorus means a group of people who perform with the main characters. So here, the older one is Nana and the younger one is Nati, and they sing and dance at the same time. Well, that was about rural culture and the happiness and sorrows of rural people. Now, when we talk about urban culture, Dhaka city is one of the finest examples. We know geographical environment of the town, occupation, mechanized life have built up the urban culture. Along with traditional culture of Bangladesh, here we find modern buildings, plenty of motor cars, etc. And the impact of globalization is seen more in the town. Well, here are two pictures of Dhaka city. One is during the day and one is during the night. So on the left side, we can see this is Motijhil area, and you can see there are lots of cars, motorcycles, rickshaws, other vehicles like bus, pickup, and so on. And you can also see the tall buildings. In Dhaka city, there is rarely any open field that is left alone. You can only see buildings and buildings. There are shopping malls, there are offices, and whatnot. Well, in the same way, people of different occupations form different cultural trends. Dissimilarity is noticed in celebrating festivals and ceremonies among the lower class, the middle class, and the higher class people. There are also differences between men and women regarding dress, lifestyle, and thoughts. Since the primitive period, our language culture has developed with the vocabulary consisting of words from various language groups. Our language style consists of various language families like Austroasian, Dravidian, Tibetan, Burmese, and Indo-European, etc. Later on, our language has borrowed many words and styles from the colonial rulers like the Dutch, the Portuguese, the French, and the English. And one of the main reasons behind it is the colonial rule for almost 200 years. Next, in an overall evaluation, the culture of Bangladesh has been humanitarian from the very ancient period, which we have learned in the previous lessons. We get its evidence in many ways. The fair on the occasion of the Chaitra Sankranti bear testimony to our traditional farming culture. Similarly, various festivals of small ethnic groups such as the Garos Wangala, the Sautals Sohorai are equal partners of our farming culture. Well, if you don't know about Chaitra Sankranti, I must tell you, Chaitra Sankranti is the last day of Bangla calendar. That means this is the day before Pohela Boishakh. And on this day, Bengali people celebrate it in different ways, just like Pohela Boishakh. Now, underline this sentence. Various festivals of small ethnic groups such as the Garos Wangala, the Sautals Sohorai are equal partners of our farming culture. So we are talking about farming culture or our agriculture. The Manipuri dance, the Jhumur dance of a small ethnic group of North Bengal, bottle dance of the Tripura, etc. have enriched our culture. Our national poet Kazi Nazrul Islam wrote many songs in Jhumur rhythm. Therefore, we shall constantly practice our cultural variety through receiving, discarding, refining, and developing other cultures, and through changes advance our culture forward. Well, that's all about pattern of Bangladeshi culture, where we get to know about rural culture and urban culture. I hope you have got a clear idea from this online class, but if you have any question or any confusion, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Now your homework is to submit the answer of the creative question from your textbook, and the deadline is by Saturday. Alright? See you in the next class. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay happy.